All right, here we go. Got Joey9ball versus Waffle House. Joey9balls in the on the left with the pink, let's call it salmon colored fit. Oh, fist bump, yeah. Waffle House is on the right. Gonna leg for break. Okay, these guys are playing a race to three 8 ball. We're gonna look for some things when I watch 8 ball. When I'm trying to, this is a little beta test for a teaching stream. I requested somebody send me a match and they did. So I'm going to do these live in the future, but on this one we're watching a video and we'll just watch it together and get some thoughts out there. So what I'm looking for in 8 ball is basically choosing a group, like that's important. Get the group that has an advantage, meaning it's blocking pockets, pockets aren't blocked, it has less problems to have to deal with, less breakouts that are needed, that kind of stuff, balls that are easier to get on. The other thing is I'm going to look and see, why am I shooting a ball in? I always ask myself that. Why is this ball going in the pocket? And that's because what'll happen is if it gets into a game where I shoot, you shoot, or one guy's trying to run out and the other guy shoots second, then the guy that shoots second with less balls on the table is going to be an advantage. Okay, so now he pocketed a ball. And this rack is very tricky. That stripe by the 8 goes in the side. It's got one pocket. And that 9 needs to go away. So somehow if we could get on that 9 with ball in hand kind of thing, we'd shoot that 9 up in this closest right corner, have shape on that ball on the side, deal with that. So those two balls are kind of trouble. Solids are trouble because those two balls are blocked by that big cluster of stripes up there. So immediately I'm thinking stripes, but I'm thinking, how do I get on this 9 to get rid of that 9 and then get rid of that other stripe? And here there's a cluster of stripes, but I think if this one stripe was gotten rid of, see, we moved a ball there and we created a problem. Now we trap that ball. Okay, so waffles, we don't move balls if we don't have to. And so that's something we could take away from that shot. Now he's kind of just smoothing down and he actually got on this ball nice. Okay. But we're hitting shots, we're pocketing balls. We don't really have an answer for those two balls that are that 9 and that other stripe by the 8. And they're just not good key balls. They need to get out of there and clear it out. And so let's see what happens here. We push in, okay, and we come up with a shot. All right. I don't know if you were playing position to that spot. That would have been pretty impressive. Or if we just sort of ended up there, kind of floated and did it. But then you hit this shot, it goes in, it's a valley, no problem. And now we're kind of like shooting balls in without a super big plan of what's next. Okay. And here, it looks like you're going to stop for the 9, but there must be some. Okay, yeah, I saw this. Yeah, this is like the third time I did it because the last time I edited it didn't work. I didn't kill the sound. But basically, you end up sliding down and not having a shot, okay? And, okay, yep. Gonna go with the jump cue, all right? So now we're in this really huge disadvantage, Waffles. If you don't make this shot and make the 8, you're about 10% to win the game because Joey9ball's got the balls open, and we're gonna find out that when the balls are open, Joey9ball can run out. So the trick here, Waffles, the takeaway on this game was too loose, too aggressive, and not enough time taken to sort of solve the rack if you're going to go for the run out. Because what happens is if you kind of loose aggressive, just kind of shoot the balls and sort of feel your way around and go from shot to shot, kind of randomly, we end up in this position where Joey9ball's got an open rack. And it's a good shot. He hit a nice shot. Now, Joey, if you were to look here at this 2, basically you want to shoot the 3 minimal cue ball movement. You want to shoot the 3 next, and have it be just the cue ball, have it go walk around the other side and find the right angle. See, you drew back just a little too far, and now you're going to have to go away from the ball. Because like I said, I watched this before. So here he has a little angle, and he's gonna end up stun drawing, and it's gonna go away from the 7 ball, because the 7 next is the right shot, because you want that 5 to be your key ball. And that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is totally fine. It's just he could have been half the distance to this 7 ball. Okay, and it would have been easier to control the cue ball and maybe even get a little better on the 5, because he's far away, he loses any sort of draw he had, and now he's got to hit a shot to play position on the 8. Where if that cue ball was back another foot, he would be able to just roll this really easy back to center, or even play a stop shot for the 8. So instead, he's at this back cut angle, and he spins it with inside. The inside gives up and ends up being a check, and leaves him this long shot on the 8 ball. And basically, the reason why he's shooting a long shot in the 8 ball is because when the balls were open, if he would have been a little more detailed about minimal cue ball movement and connecting those dots, he would have been closer to the 8 ball. And spoiler, he misses it. Okay, so if he was another foot closer, or so, or 2 feet even, that shot is unmissable. It's actually missable from back there. Okay, now Waffles, this is going to be a controversial take, but I think I'd like to see you shoot this in the corner, because I don't think it's going to scratch in the side. I think if you push this thing through with follow, I think it'll hit like 2 inches past the point and have you perfect shot in the 8 ball. And, like I said, or thought when I saw this video at first, it's a table for ants. Like, the angle's really small and I'm on my phone. So we're going to end up hitting a bank shot. And it's just kind of like a all or nothing, do or die kind of thing. And the nice thing about smoothing that ball down to that pocket in the corner is you would have blocked the pocket and would not have left him this shot in the 8 ball. Okay, so Joey's hitting a shot. See, Joey, I think that this ball can be rolled, and you're going to end up kind of spinning it with draw, and I'm not sure it's necessary. You kind of brought the scratch into play by avoiding a scratch and made the shot more difficult by hitting a low spinning shot. So I don't know. I would work Joey. Like, no one's saying you're not the man, bro, but I'm just saying I'd work on learning some rolling angles, because I'm not sure that I love that. And why I'm saying that is because you're adding additional elements to the shot that aren't maybe necessary. And because you don't have like a super, super dialed cue ball, that thing could have just randomly scratched because you had enough pace on it and it was kind of wildly going towards that corner. But, you could say, no chance, bro. And I'd say, okay, that's fine. Okay, here, Joey, look at your back arm, bro. I want you to move your arm up about 3 inches on your cue. You're kind of coming through late with your power. So you got to swing really hard to generate power. So I would say move your grip hand up about 3 inches. Okay? Just off the top of my head watching, your hand's too far back on your cue, and it's got killing your 90, which kills your power. Okay. Maybe for a different video, but just I'm not trying to get too in the weeds here with mechanics. Okay. So Waffles is identifying. I like what he's doing here, Waffles. Waffle House in the house. Okay, I like what you're doing. You're looking around. You're looking at the cluster down there. Now, there's another cluster that you need to consider, and it's the cluster by the head string, those 4 balls that are all clustered together. And the solution to that 4-ball cluster is that orange stripe with a stop shot, and it leaves the 9 right in the side, and that 9 leads right to that stripe way down by where you're putting the cue ball, just covered by the cue ball now, by the pocket, that, is it 15 or something down there? So that's a problem down there. Okay, so if you're going to try to run out, which I'm not even saying this is a run out rack, this is one where I want to decide what I'd like. And I'd look at this rack and I'd say, okay, I like stripes because those 2 solids by the side are kind of messed up. Those 2 solids by the center, by the 8 ball, Those are kind of messed up. And then this 1 and this 7 up here in this cluster, those aren't any good either. So stripes are probably the right group, I think. And because they're playing from the kitchen, Waffle House is shooting this shot. Now, he looked at the other shot that I was wanting to shoot, that stripe by the 1, and if it's in the kitchen, I get it, but that needs to go away, right? And so just kind of hitting and he's not even really looking at it. See, he's shooting kind of fast and he's missing an opportunity. Those balls are trouble. You don't want to deal with them later. That's all. You want to get them out of there now. And that shot didn't really lead to anything. So now Waffles is at a disadvantage. He's got his group and he's got 2, 4, 5 balls on the table. And our guy, Joey9balls, got all the solids. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay? So Joey9balls in the same boat. If you're going to shoot here, Joey, we're only shooting if we're running out because we've got problems, right? We've got problems. We got that 5 ball. We got that ball by the 8. We got those solids down there. It's just, there's a lot of problems. Okay. The 1 ball goes, the 7 ball doesn't have many pockets, if any. There's like clusters down there. So you're shooting and it's just kind of shooting balls in, right? Now, this is going to end up, like I said, I've watched this before. This is going to end up kind of working out for Joey. He misses, which is good because we don't want to be shooting balls and if we don't have a plan for all these tied up balls. See, if he just shot the balls in the perimeter like this, the 4 and the 2, then he would be in the same position that Waffles is in. All his balls clustered together. But Joey got lucky and he missed a shot. His balls remain on the table. The 5 went in front of the hole. And now Waffles in a spot where if he's going to shoot at balls to make them, he needs to have a plan. Like, why is he shooting it in? Right? So he's not walking down and looking at anything. He's just sort of standing there and looking around. I'm not making fun of you, bro. I'm just trying to help you. I need you to walk around and come down and look, not like that. I need you to look and see where are you going after this shot. You know, you're kind of looking from this angle and assuming you're going to hit the 1 and get that shot on the side on that 9 ball. And it's like, yeah, I just like to have you have more detail with it. So you make it and you didn't get the shot that you thought you were going to get because you just kind of were loose and sort of shot it. And now it's like, ugh. Now, if you make this ball, you're not going to have a shot at a run out because those balls are really hard position. It's like it's possible maybe you would have made that and got maybe a shot at that stripe that had like a 1-inch window to get on, and then you could have maybe floated around. But see, that cluster down there doesn't really go anywhere easy. Okay, now Joey, you're at a big ball advantage. So chip this 1, leave it where it's at, and play a safety and get ball in hand. Like, this was a mistake. Sorry, bro. It was a mistake because you got lucky and it worked out for you. A, because it didn't go. And B, so then you could stop shooting and let Waffles clear out more balls, which is to your advantage at this point because he's not running out from here. And the other thing that you got lucky is that you didn't super tie up that 7 ball because that could have really tied up. So if you would have played a safety, you would have been like controlling more of what's happening with the balls. So 8 ball in general, guys, is a positioning game when it's not played as a run out game because the balls are tied up or the level of skill does not lead to runouts when there's a lot of transitions and like clustered balls. Okay, it's a positioning of the ball game. Meaning you want to move your balls close to the hole, block pockets. You want to not shoot your balls off the table because we're going to see a theme in this match. And it looks like the theme to me, if I had to do a recap, was Waffles is racing to the 8 ball and he's losing the race because he's making balls and leaving Joey at an advantage. So he's not making all the balls. He's only making enough balls to put Joey at a massive advantage. Okay. And that's basically what happened, right? So now Joey gets to the table and he's got tic-tac-toe. I mean, it's really can't mess this up, honestly. I think that one ball goes past the nine, and there's so many balls that are out in space in front of the holes. He could kind of shoot them in any order, right? I personally would like to get that one out of there sooner rather than later. So I just would have tried to come up with a shot to have uh I don't know. It's hard because I said table for ants. I can't really see the angles, but I would have liked to try to figure out um, getting on a ball where I have a better angle. Because now we're going to watch. He's going to hit this, and there's going to be a lot of cue ball movement, okay? And there's also going to be something else that happens in 8 ball, which you don't want to have happen, and that is moving the opponent's ball. Okay, he nearly lost the game because if he hit that a little different, that could have knocked the 8 in because that 8 ball is sitting right in front of the pocket. So it's just cue ball movement, right? So we got to take a little more time to figure out the least amount of cue ball movement. And same here. He might have been able to drag that ball down, and he's going to get a little fortunate here, a little rub, a little this, a little that, and he's going to get out, and that's good. That's fine. But it's a little loose, Joey. That's all. It's a little loose. It's a little fortunate that you're getting these open opportunities, which is fine. Um, but it's just a little loose. Even that you got a back cut, and a back cut's fine. But if you get a little better angle and you play a little bit more um, minimal cue ball movement and you hit rolling shots, a lot of this would be easier, right? So, but you're getting it done, and it's good, and you're great. You're a good shot, man. We like it. You're a straight shooter. It's all good. Nobody's dogging Uncle Joey 9ball. No, we like his game. It's just I'm just trying to help, man. I'm trying to help people watching to say, hey, minimal cue ball movement. Like, try to take some time, find some paths, hit some shots that like that big draw shot you hit kind of zipped it out and sort of into space. It wasn't very like intentional. It was just sort of like hit and sort of kind of feely, kind of hopey, and you got out there. And then you ended up hitting another back cut, kind of feely, kind of hopey, kind of hit the 15 ball, sort of goes by the 8, didn't hit it. It's like kind of high wiry act. And if you want to play 8 ball at a higher level, you want to have less cue ball movement, and you really only want to touch or run into balls intentionally. Okay. So see your arms back. Let's get that arm up there, Joey 9ball. You're going to generate way more power if you just move your hand up about 3 inches. Okay. Yep. It's just laid on the power and wild on the cue ball because you have to hit so hard to make it happen. Okay. So let's see what you got. Now, we want to, if we're going to take solids, which we might want to take solids, we got to get on that 3 down there. Is that a 3 or a 5? I don't know. There's those 2 orange balls that he's looking at over there, checking out. We got to deal with that stuff like immediately. So it's okay to shoot 1 ball in to get on the next shot to get rid of that ball, but we don't want to just kind of shoot balls in until we want to get rid of that problem right away. So I'd be playing shape off of this ball to get on a ball to clear out that orange ball next. And that did not happen. Okay. Now, unless that ball goes past that ball, which he's looking, and it doesn't look like it's set up really great for it, but maybe it is. So maybe he's fine. Because if this 6 leads right over to that ball, and you can just shoot it in and then shoot the 7, you're out. Okay. But if it doesn't do that, then we got a problem. So let's see. All right. So this should be a nice little soft shot if that ball goes by. Just float it over and leave an angle, a little soft angle. And that's what he was doing. But see, that tells me that that ball does not go. Because that looked like he was playing shape for the 7, not that orange ball, whatever that is, the 5, I think. Maybe it's the 3. Who knows? Like I said. All right. So here we go. Joey, I think that ball needed to get figured out with a breakout or some sort of positioning. Because then if you would have shot the 7 from here, you would have been in trouble. You would have ran into those balls and maybe got an angle, but I just think too many balls off the table. Okay, so now here we go. I have the so this is funny. In a good way. At first, when I did this, I said, yep, we're going to smash into that bull's balls right there. And he had too much outside spin on it. He didn't need any outside spin. And so that's fine. If you need to have that shot in your arsenal, Waffle House. So I would go back and set that up and learn how to hit that without spin. But then he got a look at what I found situation. And he definitely, this is to make my point about looking around the table and walking the table and making your decisions before you shoot, is that he's hit a wild shot trying to break something out that actually was dead wired, and he didn't need to do it. So now we'll see. Yep. Okay. So he came out okay there. I think maybe not though. So I can't tell. I'm sorry. It's such a small picture, but basically, see that? Yeah, I think he's going to shoot that. I don't know if this has to get broken out or something. I think he ended up drawing the ball here into this pack. I don't know. He's in a little bit of a tough spot. I can't tell what's going on. He must have to like pop something open there. Okay, well maybe he didn't, because that was just weird. Like if he tried to hit that with low and he just hit it with high and it went forward, that's possible, but something didn't make sense there because I don't know. He hit it in such a way that the cue ball was just going towards that side pocket fast. So Waffle House, Mr. WH, all due respect, I would review that, set him up, and try to find a better shot or a better shot at the shot. Okay, so I like what Joey's doing here. He's playing safety all the way. Okay, playing safety all the way. Good. Got a little double kiss action, a little fortunate. That's good, but it worked. And see, this is the situation. Waffles is at a disadvantage. He is maybe controlling the pocket up there with one of his balls, but Joey's balls are out in space mostly, and he's got more balls, so there's not really good as much of an opportunity to play safety with Waffles, because Joey's got more like material on the board, quote unquote, and there's less spots he can put him where Joey can't reverse it or hit a ball or whatever. It's harder. Whereas because Waffle House has balls gone because he's racing to the 8, he's at a disadvantage here. So he's at a very big disadvantage. He's only got a couple balls left on the table, 3 or 4 balls, and Joey's got 2, 4, 6, I think, or at least more. And then this one, that shot, Waffle House, I would come up with something a little softer. Because you broke him out, and if he can make this 5 down there, it's a game winner for him, and it's a game loser for you. So you're much better off designing something and leaving them clustered and hoping that Joey gets aggressive and breaks them out, because now we lose the game, right? Because now they're open, and Joey's open. He could run out when the balls are open. Okay, so now this is an interesting shot. I initially thought just pop this thing in thick and leave that cue ball just about where it is, maybe 2 or 3 inches past the side pocket, and shoot that ball next to the cue ball next, and then just bing, bang, boom, win the game. But he has, look at that spin, look at that cue ball movement, lots going on. I didn't like it. Okay, it was just, that was a lot of action going on. It was just sort of floaty and kind of like, I don't know, man. He had multiple balls to get on. Like he could have got on like 2 or 3 of the balls, so it's fine. So it works. It's just, it's like, not that stuff doesn't work. It's just trying to play simple, right? Because if you imagine that cue ball is just past the side pocket, you pop in that ball that's right there that he's not shooting now, and then it's just bing, bing, bing. The game's over. And this way he did it. He had to hit like this really big spin shot, and and it just kind of went a little wild and came out, but it's a lot of cue ball movement. Okay, so we're good. Joey's gonna clean these up. Um, I think basically just come out to center here, 2 rails, or come out 1 rail. Yep, 2 rails out to center. Very nice, Joey. Excellent play. And is I think that's it, right? Yep, that's it. So Joey gets it, and I think the takeaway is Waffles. You got to save your balls. You got to make Joey work for it. You got to have him try to run out and trap him. You got to trap him. You trapped yourself, Waffles. Okay, great job, guys. Thanks for sharing it. Hopefully, you guys don't hate me. We'll see you. Bye.